A little warm welcome for your practice this morning. You might find a slight smile. If it feels like it's being forced, you can skip it. In many of Thich Nhat Hanh's meditations, he encourages that smile. I think he even will frequently say, just tighten the edges of your lips and see what it does. For our practice today, we'll be embarking on our first insight sit. And we've had moments of insight practice sprinkled throughout our first few months together. And I know it's been a while since I outlined the two major areas or methods for practice. This was many months ago at this point. Mindfulness gives us the language to better understand what it is that's happening. It gives us the language to awaken to our current and changing circumstances. So it's the practice of concentration and focus on those particular aspects as originally outlined in the foundations of mindfulness. Remembering sati, what's here. Insight practice, we don't spend as much time in a singular area of focus. Rather, we open ourselves up to the arising, the sustaining, and the falling away of whatever experience shows up for us. So this is much more of a silent practice, meaning I won't be guiding you as actively as I would in a mindfulness practice. But since we all might be at different places and different levels of experience in insight practice, for these first couple of practices together, I'll check in. Maybe we'll start at 3 10-minute check-ins, and as time goes on, maybe that serves us. Maybe we switch it up to a couple of check-ins. So know that there's no aspiration here, really. Insight arrives over time. So we begin to notice all of those areas of mindfulness. We notice how long it lasts, and we notice when it inevitably moves on its way. Body sensations, those sense doors, breath, thoughts in the mind, emotions. And you can take a second to investigate the roots of that arising, the duration, how long it is sustained, and take note of when it goes on its way, impermanence. This is our practice for today. these first few moments of our sit might shine a light on clinging to doing, seeking some kind of an outcome. All of that programming that we carry with us for hyper productivity, constantly doing, constantly self-improving, sometimes difficult for all of that to take a back seat. That's why it's a practice. If it's hard, it's because it's hard. Keep sticking with it. Now, when I opened practice, I mentioned the arising, the sustaining, and the falling away. That short phrase, those three words, took time: arising, sustaining, and falling away. Your experience this morning may more closely resemble the speed of lightning, the speed of molasses, anywhere in between. Joseph Goldstein, one of the teachers who brought insight practice to the West, calls it noticings per minute, NPM. You may notice, you may name, you may count the number of times you're noticing your experience, whatever it is. There may be crazy amounts of activity happening. There may be very few activities happening. Body, breath, mind, emotions. Insight practice is about making space for all that is, getting out of the driver's seat and coming into observation so that over time we can gain those insights into what's actually happening moment to moment. So your experience may not be arising, sustaining, falling away. It could be much faster, could be much slower. Foundationally, let's just start in this place of observation. We still have a little bit of time to go, so in an effort to help you stay motivated, to continue in observation, I'll share quickly. When developing a new skill set, you may find that your habit or pattern shows up. And what I mean by that is when you're learning something new, you might get pissed, you might get angry, you might shut down. All of these coping strategies in the mind that try to soothe the nervous system with those quick hits. This isn't worth my time. I suck at this. I'll never be better at this. And where it shows up for me, I may have shared this with a couple of you over the holidays. My cousin was in town and she is an expert knitter. I myself am a crocheter. And I was sharing with her how frustrated I get when I try to knit because it's so different with the two hands and the two needles. And I get mad that I'm not immediately good at it in the way that I'm skilled and adept at crocheting at this point. So that's just a silly little example, but the habit and the pattern in the mind shows up in so many different ways. So if you're finding that boredom or criticism or judgment or self-loathing, distractibility, all that stuff is normal when you're developing a new skill. We come back with kindness each time. Keep going. You're welcome to bring your hands to heart center as we close our practice. And may the merits of this practice be of benefit to all sentient beings, especially when we're building this new skill set. We include ourselves in the circle of compassion. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you, online.